Ooh, things are spooky here on our webisode today.
And sort of funny. Well, that's our atmosphere for this week's webisode, and we're all about Halloween.
We are, with papers, stencils, stamps, stickers, dazzles, and oh my, much more.
Much more. And wait till you see what the design team has done. Come play with us. Well, happy Halloween, and here is this wonderful assortment of Halloween goodies all ready for you.
Really everything you need to create some really fun stuff for Halloween.
Exactly. Two things are brand new, and so we're going to show those first. This is the newest Dazzle, Too Cute to Spook, and the Dazzle, Premier Dazzle Personal Shopper folks get these first.
Okay.
And one of the ladies commented she was so glad to have something that wasn't too scary for her little one.
Right.
So that was nice. So you can see, I guess right down here is going to give you a better look. And
this has 20 pieces, so you get quite a few dazzles on there. I love those stacked up pumpkins.
Do too.
They are really cute.
And while we're in nice and close, we'll see our newest small stamp, and you can see that whole group of bats all beautifully swirling. We've got a boo to you, and then an individual bat. So nice collection.
Right, and one of our stamps that we've had before, but it's always great for Halloween, it's Something Wicked. There are 6 of our acrylic stamps on here, and I love this nice big focal here. It's got that spooky house on there, and there's a great skeleton look there. So this is more of a gothic look with the webs and the spiders, which I don't like, and and Happy Halloween.
It's okay, you can touch it. It's right there.
I cannot. I don't want to.
Okay, and then we have 2 stencils, Trick or Treat, which proclaims the season, and then this whole border of icons that you can see, the ghost, the candy corn, pumpkin, spider, and a scared cat.
That's great. And these brass stencils are great. You can use pens through them or inks. You can even use embossing paste.
You can,
whatever,
and the new texture glitter paste is, that would be gorgeous.
So lots of ways of using those. We also have stickers here, and I think you said there were 18 stickers on here. They're really brightly colored, lots of different images, a witch, we've got a ghost, Halloween, lots of bats, and so this is great. I love the cat, the smiling cat, Happy Halloween, All Hallows Eve. So lots of different elements there for easy decorating. These would be great on scrapbook pages too.
Exactly.
Just exactly.
I keep thinking about decorating the trick-or-treat bag. And the power of candy. Doesn't that work? All activities suitable for those who crave sweet treats. So very fun.
These are fun ones, right?
Very fun.
So the 3 on there.
We do have 2 more dazzles. These are ones we've had before, but just in case you missed them, these are the Boo dazzles, and this has this great large haunted house. So that's very fun. You can see the silver foiling on the edge. And then the Trick or Treat, and these are kind of funny characters as they're out looking for candy.
Right, so those are pretty cute too, so you don't have to scare anybody too badly. We do have these boxes, these folding boxes, which we'll show them much more in detail toward the end of the webisode.
There's a total of 6.
A total of 6. There are 2 sizes, and we'll talk about that.
Now this is the Finished in a Flash Halloween kit. However, these are the papers and the die cuts. So there are 12 papers and there are 68 die cuts. So looking at the die cuts.
Those are really fun and super easy just to pop out. You can use these on scrapbook pages, on trick-or-treat bags, on boxes.
On cards.
These would be great to decorate little party favors at a Halloween party.
Oh, yes.
That'd be a great idea.
And actually, a customer has already emailed me, and she said she was really worried we were not going to have a Halloween webisode. So I told her that yes, we were getting ready to do it and not to worry. But I wanted to show you the papers. Now there's 2 of this one, so you've got those, we'll call them webs.
Webs. It's okay. We can say
We
webs.
have some textured orange, some stripes that are very fun. I mean, you
nice
can
border
do
on
them on
there.
the side. You've got
Sure.
2 of those. We also have this spooky corner or border
Yeah,
where
it's
you
kind
can
of
see
a quilted border
Yeah.
with little eyes peeking
Right.
out.
And this is an all over, and you can just kind of get ghostly appearances of things as they are through there. 2 of those. We have a purple texture. We have a green. I think I flipped over
yeah.
a couple of sheets too.
So lots. These are all
There we
12
go.
by
We've got a
12, so
black-
they're great for pages. They're great for card making.
And there are ideas included,
Okay.
so that helps. In addition to those papers and die cuts,
Right.
there are 27 other sheets. So for orange stripes, for black dots, for white dots on orange.
Great.
4 of this. It's a very pebbly look.
Yeah,
as
it's
we-
a texture. It almost looks
Yeah.
a little bit like crackled leather or something
Yeah,
like
it
that.
does. So it's smooth. It's a paper, but it looks like a textured. And 4 of this orange tone on tone, and 4 of this stripe, and then 1 each of this stripe, of this ghostly apparitions,
great.
and then also 1 of this very fun. So this is perfect on the front of
Right.
something.
So they're great Halloween
yeah.
papers, but if you don't just use them for Halloween, there's also, that's a real autumn element, so you can use
Yeah.
them for other things as well.
Yeah, but so we're going to slide these away
Okay.
and bring in our first
Move those
project.
up.
So we're going to start with cards, and we're starting with Too Cute to Spook. And this is in our center step card. And here's what that looks like. We have the die cut cards. We also have the template, so you can make them either
Right.
way. And just it's so easy because the paper patterns are in there.
So you use the paper patterns,
Yeah.
you cut the papers to suit, just stick them on there, and then you start backing some dazzles. And what it's kind of neat about this one and then the next project you'll see the same dazzle but used in 2 different ways.
Okay.
This one, each of that stacked dazzle, each piece of it was backed on different patterned papers,
Right.
and you just cut close to the edge. It's really simple to do. I love that the little cat, even so if you want to do this little cat and you're paper piecing it, just start with the little eyes, back them with a couple of little green pieces of paper, and then back that little nose and little ears, and then the rest of it on white, and then you'll have those white backgrounds. I just think that's a really cute way of doing
Of
it.
course, the fast way to do this is to put the whole thing on white and then just color in those green eyes.
Which
and pink.
we're going to see.
We
we're
are?
going to see on the
Okay.
next one that there's 2 different ways of doing it.
Okay, and you can see the patterns there, just with the swirl dazzles,
Right.
and then the border down below with the leaves.
I love that border. That's so
Yeah,
cute.
and then on the inside, a happy Halloween and 2 more of the dazzles.
The little
That kitty.
peeking out there.
Very nice.
Very sweet.
So here is the other rendition, or
Right.
another rendition
Right.
of this. So really going into the stack, and what I think is really fun about this is that it's taking a tag, cutting die, and using it as the backing. And so here it is
Right.
with the 10 tags.
So you
and
just
trim.
place your focal right on top of there
Yeah.
after you've prepared it. I do want to show you a little bit.
the little one right there.
That's so too cute with the
Too
little
smooth.
spiders. And those are cute spiders. Those are okay.
Yeah, those are okay.
Those are all right.
You can touch those.
Do I need to? Okay. No. Here we go. I'm touching
Okay,
the
there
little
you go.
spiders. There you go. So this is an example of how that one was done. First, the kitten's face was backed on white cardstock, and then you put the whole piece down on orange cardstock, and you can
Gotcha.
trim around there. I want to note that when you place this large dazzle here, you're going to have to go back and grab the other eye here and here
sure.
to make sure that you finish that face.
'Cause they're not attached.
And then you can just get your basic chalk set out here. We have just some basic chalks. And the chalk set comes with this alligator clip here that holds on to those little cotton balls. And you just not ink, but get a little chalk on there. And you can start going around the edges of that pumpkin and adding some shading, really simple. And that I like that it adds just a little bit of dimension. It helps to make it stand out a little bit more, just a little shading. super simple.
You know, we
really
get
quick.
so locked into our Spectrum Noir pens that sometimes it's easy to forget something that we had originally.
So that's really simple. And then you can go in and individually get the little pink nose and the pink ears.
So maybe using
was
a
done
Q-tip
on the
for
card.
So just to show the difference, it just makes such a difference to add that chalking.
Right.
Very good.
And it's simple.
Did I mention that I like the 2 tags? Yes, I probably did. Okay, now we're going to go with a combination this time of the 2 Cute to Spook and the little stamp. So here is, I think, a wonderful way to use that stamp.
Right. That's just a really unique look. Plus, this is done on the Serenity papers. That's a new paper pack, and it's got some darker elements and some lighter stuff. I love how the canvas textured paper was used behind those.
That worked nicely for all 3 of those.
Right,
I
right.
love,
So very
look
simple.
at this, you can get the shadow. Okay, I'll just sit here and play with this.
And let me show you how that was done. So here's the card.
Okay.
And the front of it was first covered with this Serenity paper. If I open it up, you can see. And then this hole was cut using the 8 circles and scallops cutting die.
Just something, if you don't have, you want to have it, because it's just so useful.
When this was done, you want to temporarily place this paper because we're going to do something else. And when I do that, I use the repositional easy dots. That's really simple. They just, and it makes it so that I just put it on the card front. And then I put the paper on the front of there. This was before it was cut, so that after it's cut, you can easily pick this up right there on the corner or up at the top. You can reposition them, then you can glue it back down after you place. I'm trying to pick up the acetate.
Can I help?
There, I think I got it. And then you place the acetate over that hole and reposition the paper.
So you would glue this down again?
Yeah, then I would glue it down.
With real glue.
It'll stay, but see, and my thumbprints, you've got that.
Yes, you've got your mark.
You've got there, now you can't see them as much. Anyway, so now you've got that acetate in there, and you go ahead and stamp and emboss with black embossing powder.
And this has been embossed. I can feel it there. Of course, we're using the heat-resistant acetate, so that way it's not going to buckle or do something untoward.
And that's with that new small stamp.
Bats out there. That's that individual.
Bats.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there are bats, I think, with the dazzles as well, but these bats come with this stamp.
Yeah, that little guy. So, and then on the inside, boo to you. Very cute.
It's a very sweet look. I like the border on the edge here, just a little bit away from the fold. It's a very nice card.
You know, I'm reminded of years ago, my youngest son, Adam, sent an email and the subject line was boo. And he said, and then the email was, did I scare you? So I thought, sorry, little trip down memory lane. Okay, another project. Hi, Adam. This is also using, boy, just a whole bunch. I don't know what a group of bats is called. Sorry, I don't know.
Okay, but the fun part about, I don't remember
go ahead.
either. The fun part about this is here's that stamp used just twice here. Once up here and once again down below. And now you've got this whole passel of bats or whatever we're going to call them. And
if they were ravens, it would be a murder of ravens.
That's right, or murder of crows.
A murder of crows, right.
Yeah, and then we have the small bat. I love the tearing of the paper. It just kind of gives a little bit more of a spooky effect.
And then the boo to you in white. So it's really standing out a bit from this craft color. And just the twine wrapped at the bottom. This is a smaller card. This is a 5-inch square card. So just trimming down the cardstock card base. So very nice. Now we're going to get into those die cuts and into the papers and into the stencil.
More of what makes it easy to make quick cards. These are really cute with those die cuts foam taped on top of there. And then the stencils were used, and I've got the 2 stencils, and I just wanted to point out that it's really simple to do if you use a fine point pen. We have our precision pen, which is a very fine point, and it's very easy to just go ahead and go right through that
just
stencil.
Color in, huh?
Yeah, just color it in. And I would start, you can either color the whole thing in while you hold it down, or you can trace them and leave them not colored in, and then or color them in after. So kind of your choice how you want to use that. Really simple.
Okay, and then the ones down at the bottom, the little ghost was cut out and foam taped on. The other pieces were colored in exactly the same way. I suppose you could use an ink and maybe a finger dabber if you wanted to, but just comes together so quickly and so easily. And then on the inside, ooh, there's the cauldron, and then
cute.
one of those wider stickers.
Right, and above the cauldron, you can go ahead and draw little wisps of steam.
Right, very fun.
You know, another thing you can do through those stencils, like on the front here, I'll point out, while these were drawn on, if you want just a little bit more shine, you could use Versamark through the stencil and then use embossing powder. And that would make a nice glossy appearance.
Exactly. So just lots of things. And with, what was it, over 60 die cuts, that's going to go far.
Yeah.
Now here's another look. And this is using a different stamp. It happens to be the well-preserved. So you get that large mason jar, but then
you do something fun to it. You fill it with those little icky little spiders. It is a neat
She does
look.
have an aversion here, folks. She was upfront about it, and we'll only torment her a little bit.
Yeah, there it is.
I can't find the stamp.
Oh, okay. Well, we do have the stamp. It's a Something Wicked stamp, and this is part of it. Is this very large? Remember this large focal I talked about with that house right in the middle of it. And I think maybe the stamp is here.
Okay,
that's why you
good.
can't find
That's
it.
why I can't find it.
It went the other direction. So that's that large focal that you're seeing that was used. So stamp that onto orange paper and then cut it out, and it's going to be the jar label. But I do want to show you what's going on in the background.
Okay.
So here's a piece of craft cardstock, which I think was a really
They
great
just keep
idea.
coming to you, don't they?
I'm trying to ignore it. And so you take that jar stamp from the
Sorry.
the jar stamp from the well-preserved set. And to get this, for the background, you want to know where to stamp the smaller images. So
Not even saying the word.
You off stamp onto something else, then stamp onto the craft cardstock. And so you'll get kind of a light image, and then you know where to stamp those cute little 8-legged little spiders. And
You're such a brave woman.
and then,
It's right there.
Which was kind of funny. I had to do this. I had to off stamp, so there's your little spiders, and then into the jar.
She threw it across the table, by the way. It's not even near her.
Then you stamp again, and now Debbie, when she did this, she embossed it onto heat-resistant acetate.
Okay.
To do it quickly, I went ahead and stamped with Surfaces ink, so that's a choice. Cut it out and place it on top of there. So now you know right where to put it, and then you stamp again. You stamp the little jar lid. I love this jar. There's so many different ways to use that jar from the well-preserved stamp set, and place that on top. And there you have that jar. And here, if I pick it up, you can see with the acetate, it's got that nice shine, and then place the label on. I just think that's a great idea.
As you're having that, I think it's wonderful that this fits so perfectly, and is creating a scene in there. And I'm thinking that, gosh, going through the stamps, and I'm thinking of the new snow globe that you could build a little Christmas scene. You've got the Halloween scene. You could really have some fun with that.
So you're saying you could use the snow globe and cutting dies and stamps it, and fill it with little spiders. That's
no, not spiders. No. I'm into snowflakes now.
Okay,
just moving ahead. Okay, we're going to keep focusing on our Halloween, but you can see the dazzles, top and bottom cutting die, or the die cuts.
So it's a nice mix. You've got the die cuts, you've got the dazzles, the stamps.
The Happy Halloween. And then inside, eat, drink, and be scary. Yeah, there you go. Kind of looks like a tombstone up there, doesn't it?
So that's a really fun card.
It is.
Even with spiders.
And I do want to bring you, because we were talking about that other stamp set that's again disappeared. Oh, here it is. This is a card that you did this, didn't you?
Yeah, when this stamp set first came out.
So I just wanted to bring it back because I think it's so stunning to duplicate that skull.
It's kind of interesting. I don't think you always think of repeating the image. I mean, there's the image, how do I use it? And just repeating it just makes a nice statement. And I really like the swirl. I love the swirl. It's just absolutely beautiful. And then to use the dazzles to hang that little spider down at the bottom. That was my first experience with that little spider.
It was, wasn't it? It's come to haunt you, hasn't it? Our scrapbook page, scrapbookers, because you know we are always thinking of you. And this is really a fun layout and something that I think is suitable for lots of seasons, lots of reasons, but especially for Halloween. And to have those 4 images, cut them the same size. They've been matted on one large black
cardstock, right, and then matted again on 2 of those great Halloween papers. So you've got the orange, the green, and then black again. That is just it's a perfect way to showcase those 4. And then to get to showcase the dazzles on the side, just these fun little angles of backed dazzles.
And they're really, supporting the theme, of course, which is what any accent should do, but going up the side, I just think they're quite charming and quite suitable for the age of these little trick-or-treaters.
These are great.
And isn't that just a lovely statement? Halloween up there, fun.
And then some purple jewel dazzles added, and they've been added onto the actual little monsters over on the right, too, little decorations.
There we go.
A great look.
So as you can see, lots of fun things that you can do. So we've got
more. We've got more.
Oh, wait, I'm not done.
We've got boxes.
Okay, why don't you bring the boxes in?
Okay.
Because this set has 2 large boxes. These are out of plastic, so they're reusable, and they're kind of like takeout boxes, Chinese takeout boxes.
They're very much like that.
2 large.
And then how many?
4. 4 little ones.
The small ones. They are all scored.
Yes.
There's kind of a glossy side and a little bit of a textured matte side.
Right.
And I don't know. I don't know if it makes one difference. Did we decide? Does it make a difference one way or the other?
Well, I think that we thought that it might be a little easier to glue to the textured side rather than the smooth side.
So try to keep the glossy inside, and you start by popping out these little holes. We'll show you that in a second. Let's look at a box.
This is the larger box, and it's just a nice size. And I haven't measured it before, but this is 4 inches. Square, sort of, even though it goes down a little bit here.
4 inches tall by 4 inches up at the top.
And you can see adding the dazzles, adding the papers, very, very fun to do.
So very simple. So on those, here, if we pull this in, you can see that you can add those papers onto these flaps. That's what was done here on this side. And then the rest of it was left blank except for the end pieces here. You add some paper there and then start adding your dazzles, stacking dazzles on there.
And how perfect that is with that giant dazzle. And just to show you, as Gail said, they are scored. And so you're going to want to, see, I've started on this side. You're going to want to first punch those holes out just in case they're not empty.
And when we say punch out, we don't mean using a hole punch.
No.
You just sort of pop them out. See, they come right out.
Use your pen knife.
Right.
Yeah. So I've taken the wire handle, this is the large one, and I started from one edge. I guess first I should tell you is that first I went over each of the score lines and just folded everything in. Just to
got them ready to put together easily.
So starting from the outside, I'm going to insert the wire into the hole, and we're getting close so you can see that. So there's the hole, inserting the wire, and then I'm going to bring in the other piece. So there's the side piece, and slip that on. Then I'm going to bring in the other side piece, and I'll slip that on. And kind of hard to do this on camera.
It is. What we're trying to do is make it so that you can see us do it. It's not difficult, but trying to do it at our angle is a little
tricky.
There we go.
So to hold that, I would do the exact same thing on the other side.
And then when you're done, you've got that nice little hoop over the top of the box.
These 2 just fold in. These 2
so
are
it's
going
just
to
like
hook.
a takeout box.
Exactly.
And we're all familiar with what that is. We've just never had to put the wire through the holes before, so now you know how to do that.
Very Very neat.
The smaller one is quite the same in that you have to take all those steps, but it looks a little different because all of the edges are connected, so you have to fold these pieces in.
Those are gusseted.
Right. When you do that, the holes have been popped out. I've like pre-folded on all those score lines so it's ready to put together. And when I put it together, I'm going to make sure that on these side areas here, that's where I fold in those gussets. Not on the ends that have these cut out attachments. Right. You want to fold them in on the side like so, right where those holes will match up all the way through. And then I'll do the same thing. I've got that piece. I'm going to start from the outside and go through all of those holes like so.
Okay, in one fell swoop.
Well,
nice.
Yeah, that worked out good. And then I sort of pinch down that piece so that it stays on there.
Hold it.
And then you do the exact same thing on the other side, and so you'll have your loop going over. And once the other side is in, which I'm not going to show that right now, you close it up just like any other takeout box, like so.
And
Oops,
so
I missed that one. That goes on the inside.
And here's what you can do. There's our little guy, got candy.
Those are dazzles that have been backed, and some of them have just been placed on there. I love that.
Let's eat candy.
I think that was used with a design toolkit to
get
a label like that.
So, and you can see that we've just tied ribbons to the ends.
Lots of
Here's
different ribbons.
one with the die cuts. Just again, a nice size to combine your dazzles, isn't that cute, with your papers and with the dazzles.
You know what I've always thought was kind of neat about dazzles and about die cuts is if you have little kids and you don't want them cutting into a pumpkin, these are great for decorating a pumpkin really easy. So
yes,
that's a fun thing to do too.
We'll have to think about that for next year. So now the wrap up, right?
Now the wrap up.
Okay, so we have
boxes,
six boxes,
papers, lots of papers. I think you said 27 of the bulk, and
of
then
those.
you've got the finished in a flash, and there's lots more in there.
Something wicked.
Right, we've got stickers.
We have more dazzles, trick or treat.
Labels.
And boo.
And of course the boxes, which we talked about.
Too cute to spook. And stencils somewhere.
We've got, here, I have some fresh stencils. Okay.
So you've got tons of things to have a spooky good time.
And lots of ideas too. So I hope it's a sweet Halloween for you.
And only treats, no tricks.
Right. See you next time.